Hi, welcome to location number 304, I guess. You can see my messy couch because I am a messy person. Um, so, I actually don't really remember the last time. I think it was like Sunday. It's currently Wednesday. Last time that I filmed myself. Oh my god! And I've been feeling every single emotion under the single sun again, which has been mostly maybe realizing like I did a test online and it was like, you have burnout. So I probably am burned out because I went to England and all of that. And then, shit happened when I came home. Um, and it's been very, like, whenever I do schoolwork or try to do schoolwork, I end up crying, which I also had in England actually, but then it was so much worse. Um, so just the pressure that is on me is way too much. Wait, because it's the pressure that's on me for school is literally, um, I don't want to have like another extension. I don't want to have another delay. So like everything that I currently do, I need to get. I have reset, but like my brain is it's just kind of, it's so thick, it's so on fire. I definitely have burnout. However, I don't have time to like stop going to school, so I just have to deal with that. Um, and then whenever I'm not working on school, I am doing fine. Like, well, it's just kind of all over the place. Um, it's a lot of reflection. Maybe not even reflection. It's just like a lot of thinking. And so what I thought about today is the fact that I am 22, like the Taylor Swift song. So happy. Honestly, if it wasn't for the Taylor Swift song, I would have the biggest crush out ever. Because I'm like, I'm 22. I should be happy. It's what the song says. I'm like, um, I did do a lot of cool things. Like on paper, my 22 year right now it's really cool. It's amazing. I'm meeting new people. I'm at the bars, clubbing. Went to a different country. Everything. Um, Emotionally, it's fucking terrible. Living through it, don't want to do that, which is kind of disappointing because also I thought 22 would be like really cool, but then you kind of just got hit by everything. Really, when Taylor Swift said, everything at 18, nothing at 22, she kind of ate with that. Like, honestly, I know so much more than right now at 22 than I did at 18. Um, but I feel like at 18, I knew less about myself, but I was kind of fine. I was kind of just vibing, um, doing my thing, and just existing, and I was fine with it. And now I realized so much things and so many patterns that I didn't know about. I'm like, holy shit, like, because I knew less when I was 18, I feel like I was doing better in a sense. Because now I know all of these things that I do. I'm like, oh shit, I need to fix them. I don't want to go to therapy anymore. Holy shit, I'm so tired of it. There's another list, another thing on my to do list of my, like, oh. Um, yeah, doesn't help that I'm just always stressed and always tense. Like, I always feel it in my entire body. The only times when I didn't was when I was in Edinburgh. And before that, like, which was end of January, and before that, it was when I was in Hungary in August, or like end of July, August. That's so girly. Poor you. I want to give myself a hug. Um, and like, it comes to nobody's surprise. Well, actually, I feel like it would come to a lot of people's surprises because like I always seem very chill. I always seem like very down to earth and being like, vibing and like just having chill vibes. But the inside of me is just going through it. Um, so actually, like 2 years ago was when the first time that I actually felt ever peaceful in my entire life, and I was fully like, wow, namaste, Jesus Christ, I was 20. Imagine being 20 if that's the first time you feel peaceful. It's because of a guy? Now you broke up and now you're feeling it? Oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. Um, but yeah, I was kind of thinking about like being 22 and just the fact that I compare myself a little bit too much probably to other people, but it's also whenever I see girls on the internet, I feel like they're so much older than me. They look so much older than me. Um, Also, when somebody's like 22 or like 21, I'm like, they seem so much older than me. And maybe like when I if I wouldn't know myself, you know, if I didn't see myself always growing up, I would think that I would be older as well. Because I feel like I do look older than I was like 2 years ago or like at the beginning of my study. Like maybe the way that I carry myself. Um, but also like I am still wearing the same shit as I had when I was 19 and everything. It's just that like my hair currently, it's a lot more put together. Like I figured out that the middle part is the best thing for me, and like to always keep it even when putting my hair up. Also, I bought a claw clip. You cannot see it. It's just like sprinkles in it. It's so besides the point. Um, like I know how to carry myself better and like how to look prettier and everything. And I kind of did that as well at 19. But when I back at pictures, I'm like, oh, I look kind of young. Um, but still, when I look at myself, I look so young. I feel so immature in a sense. Like I look around my house, I'm like, oh my god, you know, this is a really cool apartment for being 22. Like if I would actually have my room tidy, I put it on the internet, people would be like, oh my god, you're 22 and you have this. This is like this fits the image. Except it's a mess. At all times. It's even not bad of a mess. It's just objects are everywhere at all times, and it's just like maybe I do need to buy potted like plants. I don't know how to take care of plants. Sometimes I'm so afraid of trying new things, like taking care of plants. But like I want to bring attention to this bathing suit that I have, which I may have mentioned before, because this is the bathing suit that my ex bought me when we were in Hungary last summer. Because I looked at it, or like I saw it in the mall and was like, oh my god, that's so cute. But I wasn't, I don't know, I was probably a little bit too scared to go into the store. And then we came back later to that mall. To be fair, I feel like we went to that mall like 4 times in the 1.5 week that we were there. We saw every single mall, and it was for different reasons every single time as well. But it's a really big mall, and I love that mall. But yeah, then saw this bathing suit, and what I didn't realize is that my ass would be out completely. Also, and it has like this really cute open back. I love this. Absolutely love this. But also, I just didn't realize that my ass would be completely out. He did. And also, then he was like, yeah, I'll buy it for you. It's like, okay, thanks. Also, I mean, my bank. my bank card, by the way, does not work in Hungary. So he always needed to buy the things for me, but then I would just send him money towards the end. But so like I think after I bought this, I sent him some money and I was like, but specifically, I have bought this for you. I'm like, okay, sure. But like I have worn this 2 times now as a normal top, as like over my jeans, and 1 time for swimming. And then my friend, thank God, had like a little skirt, like a swim skirt to put over it and stuff, because it was in a swimming pool and there were children and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is way too much. This is way too much. And for a swimming pool, yes, I agree. But on the beach in Italy, like we're gonna go to Italy this year, I have to wear this with my ass cheeks out. I swear to God, because one I'm like, oh, that might be like a little bit too much and everything, but also I am 22. When will be there a better time to have my ass out than at 22? And probably I will change my opinion once I actually put it on, but also I just should, and I will probably get sunburned on my ass. I'll update you that. But like, there's so much things. Like, I wish I made like a list when I was a teen of being like, oh, there's like things that I want to do in my 20s. There's like the vision that I have for being in my 20s, and then like try to do them. Cause I kind of keep forgetting that I'm pretty old as well. not that old. Clearly, like I always consider myself very young. I'm like, oh my god, I have my whole life in front of me. Um, but at the same time, like so much shit has happened, and I'm 22. It's like I want to be 22. I don't know how to explain this. I haven't found the right words for it. But it's like, you know, when you're a teen and you think about like 22, you're like, I'm gonna hit the clubs, I'm gonna hit the bars, I'm gonna be in a park. That's actually just things that I want to do right now, being in a park, because it's quite sunny. But that's besides the point. But it's like all these things, like, oh, actually, I remember. Oh my god. So I made my first ever like best friends kind of. Like I didn't have a best friend growing up. Now I thank God have besties. But I made my first like internet friends and like stuff when I was 12. Actually, like in May, June, 2015, which is now almost 10 years ago. It's basically 10 years ago. And when we were like, we were 12, like the age like limit, the age range of that group chat was like between 12 and 14. The oldest girl was 14, and we were like, holy shit, you're so old. She was 14. She didn't know anything either. But we would just kind of like roleplay and stuff, because you know, you're still young at 12, and like that's kind of what you like to do, like playing family but in different ways. And one of the things, my favorite form of roleplay was like imagining where we would be in 10 years. And even when I was 12, people would be like, oh, you're like such a good listener, you're so like wise in a sense, or like I would always give them like emotional advice and everything. They're like, oh, you're so emotional, like intelligent. I don't think they use those words, but they would be like, oh, like you should like study psychology and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god. So I would always imagine that would have blue hair, like light blue hair, and I would be studying psychology in like Amsterdam. Girl, you couldn't be further away from the truth. Like now, I love my hair color. It's like, it's ginger, it's orange, whatever. Like this is my hair color, my natural hair color. And then I would be like, yeah, when I'm 22, I'll have like blue hair and everything. And I'm like, I don't think I'll ever have blue hair, because it will wash out green. Maybe if I didn't work in a restaurant and I could have just dyed my hair every single color or whatever and I had more money, I would have dyed it blue at some point. But I don't think that's gonna happen anymore. Also, don't think I'll ever study psychology. I'm studying environmental psychology now, like a little bit, because I do urban design. Close enough, I guess. And like, I would never go to Amsterdam. But like, that's also the only things that I still remember. And I think I would always imagine myself like walking down the streets and stuff. And I don't know, having like a coffee or something. I didn't like coffee, or like having tea. Having like takeaway tea or something. And what I remember from those daydreams is that for some reason I think majority of the times we would be like, oh yeah, then like suddenly we'll meet each other again, and like not realize, and then we're like, oh my god, it's us, and like not seen each other in so long. And I would just genuinely, I don't think we have spoken for the last 2 years. Like the only times sometimes we speak in that group chat is when Mans, the guy from Eurovision who won that year, or the following year, like shows up at Eurovision. That's the only time we speak, and it has genuinely been like 10 years soon. And like, it's so weird to think about, because they were such a big part of my life when I was like 13 basically. And like, we kind of had a fight when I was 14, and I cried because I thought they hated me, or like they hated me kind of. And like, I'm back in a group chat now, but I've never really been that close again with them. But I still, like, two people I still like talk to regularly, or like we still keep each other updated regularly and everything. And it's just so weird to think about, because when I was 12, I thought that was my entire life. And then when I was 14, like the two girls that I just talked about, and then we added a fourth, like a guy to our group. And I've been friends with them, like besties, since like 14. And we don't, like, we keep each other updated on social media now and like see each other like once a year. But when I was 14, I really thought, like, oh, we'll live together and everything, and like we'll share our entire lives together. And I think at some point when I was like 16 or 7, like probably 16 or 17, I realized, like, yeah, that might be a little bit unrealistic, because I think we're gonna all study somewhere else and like everything, and I have no idea when. And now actually one of them, she lived with her boyfriend for I think like the last year and a half, 2 years. I don't really remember. Um, the other two still live at home, and I was the first one to move out when I was 19. But it's just so weird to think about how my perception of myself has changed throughout the years, or like what I expected myself to be like. There's a graveyard of me's who I thought I would become and then I didn't, and I'm in general happy where I ended up with. I need to love myself a little bit more again. And I'm a little bit annoyed at the fact that, these mental health problems that I have and I'm diagnosed with, they will continue. They will be in my life forever. That was also kind of like a hard, maybe not a hard pill to swallow, but like when I was 12, I was also going through like mental health stuff and things already, and I already wanted to move out, because I was like, oh, when I'm 18 and I moved out, my life will be so much better and fix itself, and like I won't be sad anymore because I'm not in this room anymore. I'm like, the sadness will follow you no matter where you go. That does not change. And I think I realized that as well when I was like 16 or something. I don't even remember, but I kind of realized, like, yeah, even like when I would move out, I would probably still be sad. It is not, everything is not based to the location. It definitely helped to move out and also be out of my parents' place. But I'm still sad. That is something that is in my brain. So it's a little bit tough to swallow that. And then also, like, currently, I still kind of need to come to terms with the fact that I have so many different possibilities for my future, and I do not know what my future holds. And I think I'm just a little bit scared of that. Because when I was dating my ex, I kind of knew exactly what I was gonna do. Because I was dating him, so I knew, like, okay, I'll graduate, I'll start my master's, then you'll graduate, you'll probably find a job or something. Somewhere we'll move in together because you cannot live at your place anymore. And like now realizing it, maybe I could have also just not done my master's and we could have just moved in together after like graduating and stuff. And then but if I would have finished my master's, we would have maybe gotten engaged and like married and, maybe children and stuff. We were very hesitant on wanting children because both of us don't want to be like our parents. So I think at first he was like, yeah, I do not know if I want children because I do not want to be like my dad. And then I think later he, someone like I think a year into us dating, he called it his dad, and then like afterwards he was like, yeah, I want children just because I do not want to like be like my dad and everything, not just because, but it kind of like there was also the whole reasoning how I want children. Like I do not want to end up like my parents. I want to do a better job than them. So then I was kind of like, yeah, okay, this is my life. This is what I'm gonna do. And now there's just so much uncertainties because I do not know if I'm gonna meet somebody else and share my entire life with that person like that again. I do not know what they're expecting in the future. Like what if we're fighting over like how many children we have or something? What if they are desperate that I want to be pregnant and I'm not sure if I want to be pregnant, and then we'll break up and I wasted another couple of years. I don't know, like it's so much uncertainty now that I'm a little bit scared, and I need to find the love in that back again. because before me and my ex started dating, I was so okay with everything. I was like, if I don't find anyone, well, I'll just become like a single mom. And I think I told a friend of mine that, and he was like, "Would you? That's a lot of work." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, it's nice." And now I do not know if I would want that because that's a lot of work, and I'm still struggling to take care of myself when things get hard. So also like back then, before I dated my ex, I was in a really good spot mentally. Overall, like I would still have breakdowns and everything. Um, which now I have not anymore. I don't have breakdowns anymore. I'm just kind of like consistently sad. Well, then I was kind of more like my base level was more happy. I just had breakdowns sometimes. And then I met him and I was very happy because everything in my life just fell into place. Um, so yeah, I think that's maybe also a little bit more difficult for me to let him go. Because besides actually letting him go and being like, yeah, okay, there's nothing gonna be anymore, I also need to let go of this future that I had with him. Like this certainty that I had with him. Because like sometimes nowadays I can be like, yeah, okay, I'll find somebody else, um, and I'll have a very happy life and everything. And at the same time, I'm like, oh my god, there's so many people that are like, just not it for me, and so much rejections and everything, and so much effort. Um, but then, yeah, I need to let go of the future that I had with him. A lot of thoughts to have at 22, and I still feel like I look like 18 or something. If you would see me in the street, you wouldn't think that I'm 18, 22. I mean, like like when I look at myself, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I look 17, but it's not what I looked like when I was 17. So, because also people usually think that I'm younger. But I think that's also kind of the thing when you get in your early 20s. Everybody just starts looking the same. So I also feel like I will just kind of look like this for the next 10 years until I suddenly start looking older at like 30. Not even. My sister is almost 30 and she still looks, well, maybe not as young as she was at 22, but still very young. Um, I'm also still thinking about the fact that my dad, twice after me and him broke up, are like, oh yeah, are you guys back together? And that was like the first time he ever did that. But it's also, if you put it in perspective, him and my mom, I think, got married when they were 20? No, when they were 30. Wait, no, 25. I'm sorry. They're celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary this year, and my dad becomes 60 this year. So actually, they got married when they were 23 and 24. My sister got together with her now boyfriend when she was 23. Like, I think she started dating him, she started seeing him around like 22, and now got together around like when she was just 23. I'm 22. You're telling me that I need to find my love of my life right now? And like, okay, my brother doesn't have anyone yet. Like, he has not brought home a single person ever, so I think maybe he's just fine with it. Whatever. Um, but also like I met him when I was like 20, or like we started dating when I was 20, and then we were, together for a year and a half, and then also my sister and no, my sister, she never brought anybody home while she was in uni. I think she maybe like flirted around and everything, but she would never officially dated, never brought anybody home in between her high school boyfriend and her current boyfriend. The funniest shit though is, God pray that this never blows up. But my dad, when I told my parents like, yeah, me and him broke up, I think they also spoke about the fact that he's Hungarian, he doesn't know the language. So like, oh, it's maybe a little bit easier or something. I do not know what we were talking about. But then my dad also mentioned like, yeah, I like the high school boyfriend more of my sister. Of yeah, because he was just around a lot more. My sister has been dating her current boyfriend since 2019, I think, for like 6 years. Yeah, 6 years they have been dating, and my dad admitted still to the fact that he likes her high school boyfriend more just because he was around more. So I also have a feeling that my parents maybe liked not my high school things, because they never lasted that long, also weren't around that much, but I have, my ex is now my best friend, and then my recent ex, and with my ex who turned my best friend, when I broke up and I told my parents, my dad was like, oh, there are more fish in the sea. And then, to be fair, that was like a 9-month relationship, and I don't think they really ever saw him, except for in the summer, and then at Christmas, and then at my parents' birthday, because I was also always over at his place, or just alone at my parents' place. And with my recent ex, he was around, well, okay, I was still more at my parents' place alone than with him. But he came around a couple of times, and he loved the dog. I think that nobody has ever loved the dog as much as my ex did, besides us in the family. But I think my ex loves the dog more than my sister does, because she moved out quite quickly after we got him, like 4 years or something. So definitely probably got plus points. And then also he has the same, like, he watched like Top Gear and stuff, and my dad does too. I would find it really funny if my dad liked my ex-boyfriend more than my sister's boyfriend. But at the same time, God, how am I ever gonna live up to that? Like, also currently, I'm kind of floating in between being okay with the breakup, and obviously, and that happened, and like, letting him go, and like, I haven't seen him since Thursday, actually, because I didn't see him yesterday in class, I didn't see him today in class, or like at school. And you know, just being like, yeah, him and his girlfriend really love each other and stuff, like he won't come back to me, you know, it's okay, like I should close the door. And at the same time, somehow, whenever I start talking about him, I kind of half forget that we are not dating anymore. Like, I was calling with my friends, including the ex that turned like bestie, and we were talking about like hypothetical ships of the sitcom. I think I mentioned this in the last video, but like the most popular ships of our future sitcom that's about our lives, because our lives are kind of insane. And one of the like crack ships would be him and my ex, so like my two exes like being shipped together because they're both guys. And then my bestie said, like my ex/bestie said, like, oh yeah, you know, he was hot. And then I was like, can't disagree. And I'm like, oh. And in that moment, I just kind of forget, like, yeah, he is not mine anymore. He's compared, like, if I am with those friends, he's mine in the sense of like he was my boyfriend, and like I knew him so well, and like, you know, he was part of my life. But he's not anymore. He's not mine anymore. So it's really weird. And it's also like slowly, I'm like, maybe I should just unfollow him on every single social media platform ever, which is also gonna take forever. We'll keep him on Facebook because I cannot be asked about Facebook, and I keep on forgetting that we have each other on Facebook. We have each other on Reddit, CoStar, Pokemon Go, Pinterest. The only places where we don't have like Letterboxd and Goodreads, because he doesn't have a Letterboxd, and his Goodreads account he made because of his girlfriend, which she is way too easy to stalk, by the way. Just saying. I knew that he made it because I stalked her. Oops, sorry. Yeah, that's also a thing that I should stop doing. But I'm like a little bit closer, being like, okay, I can let it go. Maybe delete him off every single social media because it's kind of bad for me. Not like Instagram or something, because I do want to kind of keep track of him, and we're not on bad terms. It's just Pinterest and like all the other things. But I cannot yet close the door. Well, okay, I closed it. I told him to get out of the room. And then I closed it. With like a little gap, except the gap was only visible for me. No, let me rephrase that. I closed the door, came back in here, opened the door on the gap. I think his door is locked. I'm not sure if his door is locked. I'm kind of hoping that his door is just kind of closed, but not locked. However, that's just me being delusional. And I swear, I will watch these videos back. And I'm like, girl, first of all, stop talking too much. Second of all, girl, just get over him. It's just a guy. And if not, if somehow magically we get back together, then these videos are really funny to stitch together and maybe play at a wedding or something. To be like, look, this is what she was doing. Going through a breakup. Yeah, it's been really weird. It's been every single emotion under the single sun. It's also weird because now I will go to school and I will just not see him at all. I was at school on Monday. I've been to school for 3 days in a row. Slay Queens. And tomorrow I'm also gonna go. Because I have a meeting that I actually still need to do something for. It's student counselor. Did you help that much? No, I kind of cried. And tomorrow I got to tell her, like, yeah, I did not manage to do any of the assignments. Also, I think I have burnout. Also, I have realized that I have no idea how to relax. Yeah, it's been very fun. Yeah, I'm gonna go to school trying to go from like 10 till 4. Did I do that yesterday? No, I needed to go to the store to buy a face mask, so hopefully I can sleep better. Also, by the way, fun fact. Started wearing sleeping masks because my ex was afraid in the dark. Which fair enough, I'm also. But then I'm really sensitive to light. So then I started sleeping with a sleeping mask. Except after 1 year, they become very loose. Even I think like after half a year or something. Like the other one, like I have 3 now. One became very loose after like a couple of months. Then the one that I had before I bought this one became loose also after a couple of months, but I just sucked it up and now I'm dealing with it and I'm like, this is not working in any way. Like I want it to be pressed against my eyeballs. So now I bought a new one. They're all from the same place as well, by the way. We love the Hema. Also, this pattern is on my claw clip. That maybe you could see, I do not know. Oh, also, fun fact. So, this is like, sometimes I get reminded of like these really cute things that happened like in our relationship and stuff. Like how we started talking or like the beginning and like sometimes moments that I'm like, oh, that was so sweet. Anyways, I love chai. And this is chai powder and it's Indian summer. Wow, there was also vanilla and caramel. Maybe the vanilla one is also nice, but maybe this one's good. But it smells so good. I love chai. It's my favorite drink. And actually one time because he needs to drink coffee. He drinks coffee every day because he has low blood pressure. So does his mom. So he just drinks coffee every day. I've been also drinking coffee every day nowadays, by the way. They're probably gonna get addicted, but it's fun, it's nice. I like the process. Not the point, I was talking about him. So, I think one time he made coffee, like in the middle of the day or something, because I think he forgot to make it, and I was like, oh, I don't really want to have coffee, because I'm not tired, it will make me like really dizzy, or like, too much. And then he made me chai. Or just, he made me a different drink, like, I do not even know. I didn't have to ask for it. And he just gave me chai. And I was like, oh my god, this is my favorite drink. And he didn't know that because it was like in the first month or something of us dating. I'm not even sure if we were together or not. But I just remember that he made me chai and there was like a heart on top of it. So yeah, that was cute. I don't know. There's a lot of... That's the problem when you break up on good terms. And we're both genuinely good people. We just have bad mental health. You have so many cute moments. You're like, oh, that was so nice. And then like, let's think about the bad things. And there you can come up with like 5 things. And like 3 of them you cannot even blame because you're like, yeah, I mean, I knew that. I knew that probably would happen going in. Like, I cannot blame him from being a stoner because I knew that when starting dating him. If I didn't want to date a stoner, I shouldn't have dated him. That's just the point, you know? And I mean, now he's not a stoner anymore, but like, that's besides the point. So, yeah, it's been weird. It's been really weird. Yeah, maybe I should make a list of all the things that I didn't like in a relationship, but then it's like, this is because of this is because of his mental health. This is because he was a stoner, and I knew that while going in. And you know what hurt? When he told me that he had a girlfriend. Holy shit. That's actually, yes, I realized it yesterday again, and today. I feel like, because like all of my emotions about him constantly go through like this cycle, like this loop, and it's all over the place. But so every so often I will get reminded about the fact that he told me to my face. Hey, by the way, I should probably tell you, me and her are dating officially, or just like me and her are dating. I was like, oh, since when? I was like, oh yeah, I think now 2 weeks officially. It is that I cannot process emotions fast, but holy shit, I should have had a bigger reaction of like, bitch, the fuck? And I mean, it was that there was a guy, we met the guy from England, was at my home, and I was like, oh yeah, there's also a guy, you know, there. Like, whatever, I'm over it. What the fuck? And then that was 5 minutes before a class that we all had together started? Holy shit. I remember, in general, in that entire first week of those classes when I had together, I just remember sitting, like, staring at the ground, just being like, I think I probably looked so mad. I probably looked so upset, like, that entire week. Maybe for, like, the entire 2 weeks. Which, like, all of those classes that I have together with him are also all from, like, the same teacher. And she's so nice. She's so funny. So I'm so sorry that I looked so mad at the ground this entire time. It's just that my ex was sitting over there and I couldn't handle it. Because now also we're fine, and I'm a lot more fine, and I don't look like an evil bitch anymore when I am staring at the ground. And I haven't been for a whole month. But I am sure that she must be so confused. Because, like, they knew that we were dating. They absolutely knew that we were dating. Because also, like, we were always hanging out together and stuff, and like we would drop each other off at classes and then kiss, and at some point we would have like these drinking events of our student association, and some teacher would be there and we would hang out together. And when I had my internship, like they were like drinks at the end of the year, and she was there, and then we were hugged and thing, and like they knew, okay, they knew. And then I'm not there for several months, and then we come back, and they probably expect us to like be besties, sit next to each other, and then there's nothing. We're in the same group with that teacher, and I bet she's so confused, because suddenly we're like, well, okay, I think that she put two and two together after like 2 weeks, at least, or like the same week, of that we were not dating anymore. She kind of made the group, she kind of like pointed at people being, okay, 1 and 2 and things. So maybe she did it on purpose, that we were in the same group. That would be really funny of her. But yeah, and now she must also know that he's dating somebody else. So I really wonder if teachers think that he cheated on me. That would be the best outcome. I swear to God. I hope they will never ask for clarification. But I really hope that some people think that he cheated on me. Because also, like, I've been looking so sad in class because I don't really have a lot of friends, so I don't really talk a lot. And when I don't talk a lot, I'll just look like... And like I have a resting sad face, so I bet that several people think that he cheated on me. Unless he told people, unless people told him that I broke up with him. But also, like, I feel like half the class knows me, and only as his girlfriend, and now ex-girlfriend. And also everybody knows that they're dating, because they're kind of obvious about it. I hope they think the worst of him. I kind of don't hope so. He's still a really nice person. I hope everything thinks that they're done together. Hope they break up. They won't, but I hope so. This is my longest video yet, because it started off with me talking about being 22 and the weird feelings that comes with that, being like not feeling like your age and feeling like everybody your age is so much older than you, and like feeling so young even though 4 years ago you were like, holy shit, 22, that's so old. So yeah, it's been weird. Also, I look so great with this claw clip. I swear to God, I get it. I was never behind the claw clip idea, but I get it. I look so good. It's just a half up, half down, but it's a lot easier. It's a lot more loose. Yeah, okay, I've been talking like for really, really long. These videos are not gonna be shorter ever. They're gonna, either you're not gonna have a video or they're gonna be like 2 hours long. And this is why I shoot just stream. Except people will actually see that I'm streaming. And then they'll type in chat being like, oh my god, what is this game about? What are you talking about? Like, oh my god, and I get distracted and that's not my train of thought anymore. And then they'll be like, oh my god, why are you bitching about your ex? And then my ex is a lurker and seeing that, I'm like, no guys, I'm not actually bitching about him. Deep down inside of me, kind of want him back. And then my friends will be like, girl, you dumb ass bitch. I'm like, I sure do. These are gonna be so funny looking back. Because they're gonna be really, really delusional and desperate. And I'm truly, hopefully, gonna look back on these one day and be like, wow, girl, you were going through it because of some guy. Let that day come soon. Okay, God, please. Okay. See y'all again someday. Other day. Bye-bye.